This is Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast. Did you guys see this? This is unbelievable. What is that all about, Kinger?
Get in here for the real thing.
Like, let's get weird.
Maybe I blacked out trying to figure out what was going on.
Doubt, worry, fear, because that's what we're breaking the mold on here.
Welcome to Wild on 7th, presented by Pilot Games. We're here until it's here.
And welcome back to Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast presented by Pilot Games. Remember, when you're out having a libation or two at your local establishment, make sure to play their games, because when you do, your community wins. Kinger, it's been a long time. I mean, we missed Christmas, New Year's.
Missed all the wins.
Yeah, I'm a little bit, I don't know, sad, jealous of their success before the break, and then
because people aren't going to
thereafter
associate us with that success.
Right.
They're like, oh, they lost 2 to Winnipeg and then Calgary. Oh, those are those guys.
Yeah, and we haven't done a podcast since Kirill's OT winner in Boston.
Awesome.
When we had our moment that we've been searching for, we've been looking for. They go out east, they dominate the best in the East. Boston, 2 games, 1 there, 1 here. Instead, we just kind of pick up after a 3-game skid, man. But
on the bright side, neither of us has an upper body injury, best that we know. We're healthy. We're performing. We're here.
Till it's here.
That's right. So, and you know what? Maybe people were confused because some of them watched on TV. So they see, like, you know, the episode when all that good stuff is happening, even though we haven't been here for a couple weeks. Maybe we're still we were on the high part of the roller coaster too.
We should talk about some of the things that occurred over that stretch. Like Brock Faber playing 30 plus minutes a night was unbelievable. That guy, give him credit. He didn't falter. I don't think it was sustainable, and I think that was starting to show, not in his game, but he was doing everything he could to just reload and play again. I mean, amazing hockey from the young man. But as we'll hear in the interview, we got Ryan Hartman as our guest here today, third time OG. We'll discuss a little bit of the Perfetti stuff. He liked to stay away from it a little bit, but
in a Hartman way.
Yeah.
By the way, he's so easy. I mean, he could be a regular. You know, he's just so chill about everything.
But he mentions that somebody gets a wallet, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was Brock Faber, because after those 30-minute games, he's going to need an extra wallet or two to fit all the money that this guy's earning with the way that he's playing right now. But so he was great. That was unbelievable. I think that was kind of like a statement, like, I'm here. I'm not only NHL ready, I'm almost NHL star ready.
He's specifically beloved by the Minnesota fan base. Like, whoever runs Brock Faber someday, you better watch yourself. There's going to be like mothers crawling over the glass, choking dudes out on the ice. Like, I mean, he's like a puppy to the fan base. Like, I mean, God help you if you know. I mean, but he's been great. Kirill's he
back.
Was back. He was like sliding his stick in like a sheath and like getting overtime winners,
like,
and
you could see the OT winners like developing.
And point a game. You know, he was up to 34 and 34, and then now, ironically, he basically gets injured where he has his Cowabunga Ninja Turtle pad.
It's like, so, like, we've equated that to Batman's bat light. Like when that goes up in the sky of Gotham, like something, you know, magical's about to happen.
And maybe they knew that, and they were trying to separate that pad from his breezers.
Yeah, and it's like somebody shot down the bat light, like right where that pad was.
Well, let's not give Winnipeg too much credit, but yeah. So that's unfortunate.
Where's Dylan on your hate list right now? Because he seems to always get under the Wild skin.
I hate Winnipeg as a whole because I hate that Stanley guy that sat on him and started all this last year. There's just something about drunk Canadian slobs coming down to St. Paul, spilling beer on our kids. They swept us. I think that's my least favorite team. That would be my biggest rival. Like if we could have a playoff series against Winnipeg, could you imagine how many horrible things would happen? How many horrible acts? Hartman included would for sure be involved. Foligno would be throwing helmets. I hate Winnipeg. Dylan, to me, we get into it with Hartman, but I kind of like the math of like, okay, you hurt Kirill, well then we're not going to hurt you. We're going to hurt the guy that you have that's like Kirill. Like, I think that's scarier. Like, yeah, I'm just going to, Shifley, or I'm going to get the Perfetti in the mouth, which I didn't even...
You're talking true eye for eye.
Yeah, like I think I told this on the pod once. It's one of my favorite stories. One of my buddies married this Italian woman, hot-blooded, and he says in passing to her right when they get married, he goes, man, I would never cheat on you or you would like kill me. And she goes, no, I wouldn't kill you. I'd kill your brother, your best friend in the world, and let you live with it for the rest of your life. And she had that loaded, like in the Pez dispenser.
She knew?
Yeah, that wasn't like, think about it. That was like on the tip of the tongue. He told me that. He was like, holy crap. So I think that's scarier to be like Perfetti gets in that. Because think about that. So if your team has cheap shotted the Wild, and then you're going in for a draw, and 38 Special slides in there to take the draw with you. I mean,
I'm curious. We didn't ask him.
You could lose your whole front rack.
Did he do it on purpose? I don't think he did.
He didn't really want to talk about it. I don't know what the rules are on that stuff, but I did not notice it. I don't think if anybody's not tracking this, if you're not a Chiclets person or internet person, a little sneaky stick to the face by Hartman to Perfetti that apparently was in direct response to Kirill getting dinged up by their guy. We know that because Perfetti was mic'd up, and Hartman does almost like it's like he's handing him a handkerchief. He's like, hey, that was, I had to do that because you guys hurt Kirill. Like, it's not really about you, no offense. Like, you seem like a nice kid, but I had to do that. But watching the game live, no idea that ever happened.
Right.
And you guys didn't even talk about it, right? Like, no. I mean, it's so fast.
I think guys get high sticked off faceoffs all the time, too. I mean, somebody had to determine that it was intentional. And I don't think that anybody could have said that was intentional if Perfetti wasn't mic'd up. Because it doesn't look like that egregious.
That's because he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
He is good at what he does. He also, by the way, I didn't ask him this, no one draws a penalty better than Hartman. Like, I was watching last night, like he turned his stick against the wall, and I don't even know if the guy was doing anything to him, but he just, like, was awkward and just hand up. I mean, I don't know if there's stats on that. He has to draw. He's got to be in the leaders of our team for drawing penalties.
It was interesting, too, because Perfetti kind of, like, knew that he shouldn't be talking about, or maybe he didn't want to. I couldn't really tell. So he kind of said, like, yeah, he told me he was going to do it, knowing that, like, that's kind of a damning statement. And then all of a sudden he's like, but he's really nice about it. He's, it was interesting.
Hartman taking care of business. Yeah, that's great.
Let's go. There's just a lot. We have to
guide me through this. We
have to talk a lot. So Faber's unbelievable. And then there's a football. The Vikings play, was it Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Christmas Eve. And I think he does the Gallahorn on Christmas Eve.
Yes, he does.
And he did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, he's great. He should do Let's Play Hockey before a game that he plays 30 minutes in. Yeah, he was great at that. Yeah, that we were, although the Vikings lost that game, felt bad about it for Brock's standpoint because he did a
heck of a job.
He had his guy.
And what I like about this and where we need to go is they had to somehow one up Brock Faber the next game, and the only guy that could do it,
shirts off Kirko.
Shirts off Kirk and chains
with his child.
Yeah, it's like the Vikings have been listening to this podcast and they understand the importance to kicking off a game the right way, and I mean they attempted to get the chains back. We still have them here in St. Paul. It feels like right now, but
yeah, no, we do. Hines is still on a heater as a coach. What are we? 12-5 with him? Is that what he is? I don't know. But we do got to get going. It's going to be hard too, right? Lightning coming in tomorrow night. but then you get Columbus, and then you got to go back-to-back Dallas. Like, this is
Well, Dallas just got beat at home, I think, last night by Montreal, so they could be gettable at the moment. They don't have Ottinger. He's out.
good.
He's hurt.
And Montreal's
But,
terrible, so
I mean,
it's good.
it's almost not even worthwhile to look at the schedule right now and see what's coming. It's more look at the injury report and see who's coming.
Do you know if any of these guys are close to coming back?
Zuccarello skated yesterday, so I would imagine that he's probably the closest to returning.
Having Kirill be injured only makes, like, Zuki's probably like, oh, let's just sauna. Like, that'll probably delay his comeback. He's got a buddy.
But it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing the injuries, how things have shaken out on the season. Like the Wild finally climbed their way out of the rough start into playoff relevancy, only to have injuries just completely pile up to key players on their roster. But at the same time, like they continue to battle. Winnipeg's one of the best in the West, and the Wild, they got beat. And Hines was able to admit this. They got beat in Winnipeg. Winnipeg was just better.
Yep.
I think the Wild gave away the first period. The Wild were the better team, maybe the third.
They spotted him 3.
Yeah. And the Winnipeg game here in St. Paul, that was a good hockey game, back and forth, and Winnipeg was able to find a way to just get the win here in St. Paul. But then now the Calgary game, again, the Wild played 40 good minutes. They didn't start the game well, but they were really good the final 40. And in the third period, for a stretch of 10 minutes there, they had Calgary absolutely running around. And to be able to do that with guys out of the lineup, I mean, for me, well, the salary cap number is like less than half. We talk about this with Hartman. It's unbelievable.
I got it related. I get a text last night after the goal. It just says on our group text, just your typical maroon Mermis Patan rush. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, even I was just thinking of Patty Maroon walking in the locker room, right, wearing a letter yesterday. Your leading scorer, well, your NHL store guy's out, Kirill. Your leading scorer before he was injured, Zuccarello's out. Your best D-man, Brodin's out. Your number one goalie, Gus Bus, is out. I mean, it's Foligno now is out.
Lettieri's out.
It's amazing, and it's like a mass unit, right? Just mass grave, all these bodies, and then you're just piecing it together.
Yeah, I want to talk about Maroon too, because when he was on, we touched on the fact that he goes Pat Riley with the hair, like slicked way back.
It looks cool.
And so I was between the benches for the game last night again, and he was wheeling around, and the sides.
Shaved?
It's not. The sides are shaved, but the sides to the part that he pushes all the way, slicks back, is shorter. And then when he skates, that part dries. So there's almost like this wave on the sides of his hair that.
Is it good or bad?
It's great.
Okay, good.
It's an unbelievable look. So show up for warm-ups. Actually, there's a lot of Wild games here at home in January. Looks like a cold front's finally moving through. So if you're looking for something to do to get out of the house, for sure come January 23rd, they got a nice ticket pack with your guy.
Yeah, tarps off. Middleton just celebrated a birthday last night. So January 23rd, they got a tarps off ticket package. And what you're going to get is this shirt. And it's like one of these bodysuit shirts, so it literally looks like you're a shirtless Jake Middleton with the heart rate monitor. They took some of the chest hair off, which I'm a little bummed out about, but it still looks awesome.
You can just cut a hole in it.
The tattoo on the arm, the lion tattoo. So basically, it will appear as if you have your shirt off on the tarp.
That's going to be a Halloween costume next year.
Yeah.
You got to get to that game.
I wonder if people will be just taking their shirts off.
You're just going to do that, and then you're going to have like a GoPro and a selfie stick, and you're going to be interviewing yourself all over the place. Tarps off.
I think it's a gift that keeps on giving, that shirt. There's a lot of uses for that. Wear it when you're watching the game at home.
Yeah, there's a 90s night coming up. That's a fun one, too. Wear your fanny pack.
Get your zipper shirt on. Zima with cranberry. That'd be great.
Yeah, lots of good hockey coming up, but good matchups too, like Tampa coming to town. You touched on stuff.
Bogo and Maroon have to put money on the board and go against their own squad, and they've been good. I mean, Kucherov leading scorer in the league. They got the big goalie back. That's gonna be a handful.
There's going to be some good stuff for sure. If you're going to hunker down though and watch some of these games from home,
I could feel it coming.
You could.
Yeah, I knew you were about.
It was like
to.
the momentum was there.
Well, you had like a
you're
second.
just sitting on that
where
back post waiting for a pass, aren't you?
Yeah, I think if I were going to hunker down, what I would do is get some Jimmy's.
TV tray.
Yeah, I'd get the TV tray out. It's a little dirty right now, but I'd get the coleslaw going. The beauty of this weather is, you think of coleslaw maybe in the summer with the baked beans and the burger, throw it on a sandwich, but it's good all the time. And now that we've got global warming, it's really good here in Minnesota in January. So check out Jimmy's Coleslaw, Minnesota company, family run. You can find it at Cub Foods. Look for it in the frozen area. Jimmy's salad dressings and dips. Don't you be messing with my dressing. Another thing, if you had to manage a team with this many injuries through the process, it would be difficult to construct that lineup on a nightly basis, wouldn't it?
He's a goal scorer, guys. He's a goal scorer. It would be, but you touched on global warming, so I'll go this route. Usually roofing season is behind us when the calendar turns over. But heck, Wild Construction might be able to get up there and throw a roof on right now because heck, climate's it's looking a little different these days. But in all honesty, it does look like some cold weather's coming. So take a look at your windows. Make sure that the house insulation is in good spots. Throughout the winter, they can still work on replacing windows, siding, some of your exterior stuff. They're not going to get on the roof. For obvious reasons, could be dangerous, slippery up there. But also, if you have a year, if you had some storm damage, they have a lot of cool tools on their website that you can check out. Good time while you're sitting at home with nothing to do. It's dark all winter. See if you happen to be in one of those spots. If you speculate maybe having a little bit of hail damage or something like that, they'll help you out there. Give them a call. Look them up, wildconstructionmn.com.
Great job.
It doesn't seem like we had a couple weeks off.
I know, we're
buzzing
crisp.
right now.
We are crisp.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to the PWHL home opener as well.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be on Bally's, your network. My biggest thing with I really hope people call it the P-Dub. Is that what people call it? Do you know?
P-Dub?
The P-Dub.
Sure.
Because the HL Hockey League is sort of generic, right? So it's the P-Dub.
P-Dub sounds cool. I don't think two dudes in a
cool,
studio can come up with a nickname for this, though. I think the ladies...
The women have to do it?
Yeah.
But what if, I don't know, what if we had... Hey, female listeners out there, hockey players and fans, please, for your thoughtful consideration, consider referring to your new professional league as the P-Dub.
The P-Dub.
P-Dub. What are you doing tonight? P-Dub. I think people would love that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like you like it. Okay,
Yeah,
World Juniors. World Juniors, real quick. I love the World Juniors. That's why I'm wearing the USA, even though apparently this is World Cup of hockey. This time of year, you get the pool play games that don't mean anything. I hate Team Canada. Just hate them. And
What do you hate about them?
Arrogance.
That they're good.
That their beards are red, that they have like rosy, weird cheeks, that they always suck in pool play and then win in the end.
I'm rattled that 18-year-olds can grow beards and I can't still. But yeah, keep going.
You can grow a beard. But so the U.S. team, if you haven't watched, by the time this comes out, you can see them tomorrow against Finland in the semi, but they're so fast. I mean, you got to watch this team play. It looks like a slingshot. It looks like you're... remember those clips like Babe Ruth running around the bases where he's all fat? It looks like sped up footage. I've never seen a faster team speed ever.
Well, what I think about the World Juniors now is that it used to be like a showcase tournament for guys that were recently drafted or could be drafted. And it would be a moment for fans to look and say, oh, like that's the player. That's great. We're going to have him in 4 or 5 years. Like, that's exciting.
Now it's like...
It could be next year. Like, these guys are that good.
Celebrini was on Canada. He'll be the number 1 pick overall.
These guys are that good now, and the league is trending younger and younger. Like, prime age of an NHL player, like when I was playing, I think was probably about 27 years old. Now it's like, I think it's like 24. These guys are unbelievable at 21, 22 years old. They're playing, they hit their second deal, they're making a ton of money, and they're just on they hit rosters quicker they're more impactful earlier. There's reason to watch these tournaments because these guys are going to be playing for your favorite team soon. But
A lot of Minnesotans in the mix. Jimmy Snuggerud's having himself.
who's your favorite guy in the the U.S. squad?
There's a guy named Isaac Howard that is just swaggy, swag. He's the guy in the draft. Remember when Tampa picked him? He had the white suit on
That was him?
with the American flag belt buckle, and he said, "I'm the best looking guy here." You remember this?
Yeah. I remember the white suit.
Yeah, so he is on. Apparently, he was at Duluth, transferred to Michigan State this year. He is racking up goals and doing amazing sellies. And then there's a passer named Nazer. That's basically a Zegras type, like just a distributor, just passing, amazing passing. I guess like Backstrom on the Caps or something. Yeah, and Jimmy Snuggerud, obviously, top Jimmy. We like him. But this Sweden team didn't get scored on the entire pool play, and they're giants. Like, all of their D are like Hedman. Just 6'5" monsters. And the tournament's in Sweden, so this thing's setting up. If we can get by Finland, you get a little U.S.-Sweden gold medal game Friday about 12:30. Tasty treat.
I like it.
Get the TV tray out, folks.
I like it.
Also,
Is USA is the IHF like they paying you or something? You love this tournament.
I love this tournament, and I like it because
Have you been to it before?
I know, but Minnesota's in the running here. It's down to 2 cities for 26, Vegas or Minnesota. So it'll probably be coming here in a couple of years.
That'd be great.
That'd be real great. Also, White Bear Lake U10A is ranked 5th in the state according to Now Rankings. 16-3-0. Let one get away against Wyzetta, 4-3.
That was a big one at Ritter Arena too.
Yeah, that's you got to get those kids ready.
Coach Ryan was away for that one.
Oh, so assistants maybe didn't execute.
No, I don't know what happened during the game. Is what I was saying. I didn't get. To
You won a tournament though.
Yeah,
and you had it was almost like it was a bear tournament.
It was Dangle Fest.
Well, but what's the trophy had like a bear teddy bear on it?
Well, it was in Blaine, but it's a youth hockey hub tournament. I don't know why the bear is on there, but yeah, good tournament. The girls,
You're rolling.
The girls were feeling it. They
16-3-0 is good. You're like doing better than Hines.
Yeah, the girls are doing well. They're just playing. They're moving the puck. They're moving their feet. They can score. The D are playing really good. Goaltender. So the most amazing part about this tournament was they went 4 straight without giving up a goal.
So you shut out everybody.
4 straight shutout. So first game 4-0. Second game 8-0. Third game 3-0. Fourth game, now you're into the semis. That game was 7-0.
Are you guys built from the back out?
Other way.
Really? Who's the Ryan Hartman on your team?
My daughter.
This is the didn't shake hands daughter, right?
Yeah, that's her.
She's so cool. Has she done any other like scumbag things this year?
Yeah, she got in trouble this weekend too.
What'd she do? You got to do it. Come on.
No, one girl hit the goaltender, and my daughter was after her. My wife was saying that she was screaming. She's never screamed from the stands, and she was screaming for Maggie to stop doing it. She was gonna choke slam somebody out there. She took a penalty in the championship game late, like 2 minutes to go.
When you were winning.
Yeah, a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, leave a message.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
I don't know. Yeah.
I like that. You can use that.
She 100% is. She led the district in penalty minutes last year, and she's well on her way to doing it again this year.
I'm so happy about that. What else do you got? Are we going to be able to weather this injury bug, as we get into, I don't love that Tampa's coming to town. And then Columbus, okay, maybe maybe they won't fire the cannon. And then Dallas, hopefully they're banged up too. But
yeah, so
everything you can deposit right now, like if we could have just got 1 point against Calgary, get to overtime yesterday, I would have just been happy.
Yeah. Well, the hard part I think is going to be scoring goals. Yeah. Where are they coming from? I mean, hopefully Zuccarello comes back and he can find a way to make some plays. But you're like the goal scorers are like Kaprizov is out. You look at the Winnipeg game; they scored 2 goals. Calgary, they scored 1 goal. You hope that trend doesn't continue, and they're working hard. Like that third period against Calgary, I hope it's not like rinse, wash, repeat, where they work, they dominate, they're trying, and it's like simple hockey, pucks at net, bodies there, get a rebound, screens, tips, everything. They threw it all at them, and they didn't score. It's like that. The goal scoring talent, skill, that's when they show up. You have 2-3 good shifts in a row, then those guys come over the boards, and all of a sudden they make like a pretty play, take advantage of a tired guy, and then the puck's in the back of the net. That seems to be the way it works. And without those guys, it's like, okay, now you have to play 20 straight minutes to score of perfect hockey, to score 1 goal. And that's not a slight on anybody in the lineup right now. It really isn't. It's just the guys that make the big bucks for a reason, because they have offensive talent, and that's rare and hard to come by. So they're going to have to find a way to get to 3. I mean, they kept Calgary to 2 goals. That's what you need to do. That's perfect. I mean, asking your goaltender to keep it to 1, you can try that, hunker down defensively. But if they're going to survive this and wait, stay within playoff, I don't know, the reach of the playoffs, wild card spot, they're going to have to find a way to score some goals.
Yeah, and goal scorers are goal scorers, aren't they? I mean, even somebody like Letary, who's hurt, right? Even as a bottom 6 forward, he's more of a goal guy than an assist guy, right? Like he's a guy that, how the hell did Vinny Letary have 9 goals or whatever? And so Hartman's that way too, where he's more likely to put the puck into the net than even get an assist. And we just don't have a lot of them healthy right now. I'd like to see, did Boldy only have 1 shot last night? Is that what I saw?
No, he had 11 attempts.
It was 11 attempts.
I think he had 5 on net, somewhere around 5 or 6 on net. 5 got blocked. A lot of shots got blocked, not just from Boldy, but from everybody. But
he's been fun to watch also. Just, God, he really can do some things. When you just look at him physically, because he kind of looks tall and lanky, but like, man, his skill and his hands, and he's got the full toolbox as well. I mean, we're thrilled to have him, and it seems like Matt Boldy is always the guy when everybody else is banged up that we need to bridge us back to the future. So maybe he can get going.
Well, they're going to need Boldy going. Eriksson Ek's going to have to score some of his greasy goals.
He's been a little quiet.
From right in the paint. They were good last game, really good. Rossi's going to have to kind of, I don't know if pick it up is the right answer, but maintain pace probably, scoring goals. That's going to be 100%. That's the issue. Can they get to 3, 4, on any given night? They did a good job staying on the penalty box too. That's kind of been their Achilles heel at times, but they did a good job last game staying on the penalty box. Should we throw the Hartman interview now?
Yeah, let's go to Hartsey. This is a fun one. Maybe the most times for a guest. Maybe Billy's been on more than him. I don't know. But as a Duke Cannon sponsored interview, this is a guy that tries lots of different stuff with his hair and his facial hair. Sometimes he's clean shaven. A lot of the times a beard. So if you're a dude out there, your hair is a weapon, or you wish it was, check out Duke Cannon. Hartsey, welcome back to the program. We're going to call you friend of the program, even if it's not true, because we're friends with you. Hopefully you like what we do.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I got to ask you, since John just talked about it, you shaved the beard. I think it was like one of the first times I've seen you without the beard. Was that like before the Sweden trip? It was like a month ago.
Maybe. I think it was when I cut my hair.
Cut your hair?
I don't know when that was.
Yeah, so were you just looking for a full reset there, or was it?
Yeah, I was going to go full buzz cut, but it was during my suspension, and my wife said probably might not have been a good idea to come out looking like a prisoner.
You thought the mug shot would be a little bit too intense there?
You can't go buzz cut.
Orange jumpsuit and the tunnel walk.
Yeah.
What how did so when you get the big change, clean shave and short hair, does the wife like that more or less? What kind of feedback did you get? What do you think? Are you just back to normal?
Yeah, she likes when my hair's longer, but I've always had different. I always grow it out, cut it short, and
Mix it up.
get tired of having to do stuff with it, and
So that was it. That was the motivation. Just you're tired of maintaining it. It's not. It wasn't like a superstitious thing. Like I need a new look, a hard reset. Let's.
I mean, the season probably wasn't going great at the time. We were losing a lot, and felt just that something needed to change.
Something needed to change, and
the hair was the first thing that came to mind.
Partial slump buster.
Yeah.
I like it. Hey, we got to mention World Junior gold medalist Ryan Hartman, by the way, 2013. You watching it all? What do you think? Canada went 9-8, which is outstanding. And now
the best was how they lost.
it's just the best.
Just 11 seconds to go.
Just 9-8. Glass of warm milk. Tuck them in. What do you care about the World Juniors? Do you watch it? You got a few champions over there with Boldy and Faber and yourself. And you dialed in on it?
Definitely have watched it here and there. Obviously, going to watch these next 2 games, but definitely was more involved when I still kind of knew guys that were in there. It's obviously a little far removed now, but definitely keep an eye out on USA and what they're doing, and they've produced some good teams as of late. So hopefully come away with the gold.
Where was it when you played?
Ufa, Russia.
Russia.
It was sun came up at 10:30 and set at noon. Not much light.
Is that seriously?
Yeah, it was like
One rink?
one. Trying to think, one big rink. Yeah, I think we just played at the main. Maybe there's another one, but our pool was at the big rink. Yeah, it was dark. It was cold. We didn't really leave the hotel much. But yeah, it was a trip. I mean, we won the gold medal. We had probably about an hour in the locker room afterwards, kind of celebrate, maybe even the last 45 minutes to get back to the hotel. Got to the hotel. We had an hour to pack up and change. We were on a flight out of there and flew into where do we fly into? I think it was Stockholm maybe, and then we flew to New York, and then everyone separate. No celebration. No.
Really?
That was it.
That was it.
You just went and then
Gold medals, and yeah, we took care of business, and then we went our way. I think ended up playing a day and a half, 2 days later for my junior team.
That's what's funny about winning sometimes. That it feels like there needs to be more attention paid to it, but it's just kind of like, okay, well, I guess we did it, and then that was it, man.
So no bonds with those guys? Like you see JT Miller, you're not like giving him knucks for UFA?
I mean, there was 2 of my line mates. The first time I saw him after winning a gold medal was probably about 10 years later. When he got called up, he was playing for the Devils. Cole Bardreau, I don't know if you know that name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of weird just because it was so far away. I think if it was in, Canada or Sweden or, I don't know, something, in the U.S., you would have maybe had a little more time to get together. Me and another guy actually missed our plane because our flight was on a different side of the tarmac. We had a little delayed flight, so we got stuck in New York City for a night.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
nothing to do there.
we stayed over by
M&M World.
we stayed in Jersey, so we didn't even.
Oh, really? Like Secaucus or somewhere over there by the Newark airport or something?
Yeah, so we didn't even cross the river, and and was playing the next day in Plymouth.
Where's the gold medal now?
It's hanging in my storage room. Well, not storage room. It's like a closet under the stairs. I got a bunch of memorabilia in Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's shaping up maybe a little Sweden-U.S. final. That could be tasty with the roster that you guys have.
That's what mine was, yeah. Sweet.
You had anything going on in your life lately?
You got a new truck.
Got a new truck.
You got a new truck. Raptor, tell us about it.
Yeah. Traded in my 2011 Ford F-150 that I've been driving since high
Can
school.
we ask you what you got for the trade-in?
So, so I went to trade it in. I was getting eight grand for it, which is pretty good for 150,000 miles. To find out the title's in my dad's name.
So Dad got $8 grand?
Couldn't trade it in, so asked my dad if he wanted a new truck, and he rented a car a couple days ago and drove up, picked it up, and took it home.
Oh, so it's Dad's truck now?
It's my dad's truck now, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how's the new one?
It's great. Yeah, it's got a backup camera. It's got sensors. I can
Power windows.
power.
It's going to be really, really good on the neck.
Yeah.
You don't have to look over the shoulder.
Yeah, it's got everything. I feel like I'm in a spaceship because like I said, I've driven something that was so basic that didn't have all these gadgets like the new ones have.
Did the 2011 have like a 6 CD changer? What was the music?
It's got CDs in there. I got a Johnny Cash CD in there.
Case Logic.
I have a.
You're welcome, Dad.
I got into a thing when I was living in Chicago. We would buy mixtapes off people on the street. So I got a bunch of
Oh yeah, the rappers with the $1 mixtape.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of random rap mixtapes in my truck.
Your dad's life has changed so much.
Yeah.
That's great. So tell us about how do you make a payment on that?
Yeah, we're curious about where you'd come up with the money to buy a new truck because you've been giving so much of it back to the NHL these days.
Paid cash.
Straight cash?
Yeah.
That's a famous line here in Minnesota, Randy Moss. How do you pay your fines? Straight cash, homie.
No, I paid for the truck in cash.
No, that's good. But I mean, can we ask you how do you feel about like the fines, the discipline, stuff like that? Like
he's mic'd up.
Yeah.
Did you know he was?
By the way, this is a hot mic.
Yeah.
The hot mic here.
No, thanks for the heads up. I don't want to get too much into it. I mean, obviously, it says in big bold writing in our locker room that everyone who is wearing a mic, a little intent by me to fire their guys up a little bit, but usually those things stay on the ice. So that's about all I got for that.
Well, I thought it was great. I don't quite understand the.
Finger spent 10 minutes telling us how much he loved it. So
I mean, and you don't have to comment, but maybe Carter can. This is the thing I don't understand. So when fans watch games, Carell gets hurt by Dylan. So in our simple version of the game, everyone wants to kill Dylan, right? I'm getting text, #KillDill, all this stuff. But then when you really think about it, you don't trade Dylan for Carell. That's a bad trade. So, like, how does that whole world work, right? Maroon fights Lowry, but they're both giants. They basically just hold on to each other's shirts. Like, how do you settle scores and do business? Like, how does the code work when a superstar gets hurt? How do you, like, what goes through your head? Whether you're answering or you're answering cards. I don't think the fans understand it, but it has to be policed by the players.
yeah, I think everybody has options, and I think it depends on your role on what your options are too. You know, like when I played, every team would pretty much have a heavyweight. And then they'd have like what would be like a middleweight. And if you're a middleweight and one of your stars gets hurt, you're not going to go out there and fight the heavyweight. You can't.
No.
Right? And he can scare you, he can chase you around the ice, but you still have a job to do. So you're like, well, my options now are to maybe go after one of their skill guys. I'm going to upset their team. I'm going to go after their guy. And then when they come to challenge me, I'm going to be like, hey, this is the way it works. If you guys are going to run around and be meatheads, I'm going to run around and be a meathead. I'm not going to fight you. I don't care. You know, and you have your options, and that's kind of how you settle at least the bottom half of your lineup from going after the top half of your lineup, so to speak. And I think that's kind of the way. But everybody has an option depending on your size, your role, everything that you do, and how you handle it. I've even told guys in the past, like, some people, this is counterintuitive, but I believe you'll actually make more money being a bigger rat than you will not being a rat. So having to pay fines, suspensions, all this, it actually leads in the end to more money for the player because guys don't do that and teams covet that. So you're better off if you do it. Like, and I think you double down on it. You say, yeah, I do it. I did do that. I'll do it again. Everybody
Have you seen my new truck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Cole, I'll do it again. You know, like that's my thought on it. And I've told guys in the past too, like I remember Granlund used to get run all the time. And it'd be, okay, Granny, somebody can come and fight for you every time. But at some point you're going to need to be on like NHL Network with a cross-check to somebody's face or a slash or a mic'd up moment to let everybody know that there's going to be something that you're going to do about it. So those are my thoughts on it, but everybody has options from the guy that got hurt to the 18th guy on your roster, but everybody has options.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, with a guy like Carell, anyone on our team, you know, when we're together, I'd do anything for a guy on my team. That's hitting guys, fighting guys, answering to stuff. I've got a chance to play with Kirill for a while, and he's helped my career tremendously. And when he goes down, it's frustrating, and I'm willing to do whatever to make sure things don't happen to him.
What I love about it is they call it an honest game, and I just I'm a terrible beer league hockey player. If someone said to me, "Hey, Kirill just got hurt, why don't you take a good hard shift, Kinger?" I would love nothing more. It's black and white. I would run somebody all day long to kind of bond the team together. And that's why I always watch hockey games, even if the score is lopsided, to the very, very end. Because a lot of times the narrative, it'll play out in those last 3 minutes and garbage time and so no, I don't know. I say good for you.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
One of my biggest regrets is not taking a suspension or being fined. It was like I was too soft. I'm upset with myself for not doing that. It's like at some point, it's like, what are you thinking, man? Like it would have been way better.
You can have some of mine if you want.
How many?
I'll tell you what, maybe I'll just
7.
I could just pay one of them or something, and then we'll take it.
You can,
You just Venmo the league?
No, it's paychecks.
Oh, that's no good. That's not fun. It'd be sweet to Venmo because then you could do the emojis.
Hey,
Right. Yeah, there you go.
but it's nice that it was around Christmas. It's good to be giving this time of year. Let's change the tune a little bit.
Well, he's also out of heater.
Yeah, Secret Santa. How was the locker room Secret Santa?
Good.
Do you know who got you your gift? Can you tell us what you got?
I got a bottle of wine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We.
So some of them were gay gifts, and some of them were just.
Yeah, it was some guy got a Dior wallet. It was just like someone was waiting for something to fall out or for it to explode, something, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll be full one of these days.
Yeah.
What did you give? What was your gift?
Can you say?
I can't say. It was a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
So it's a true Secret Santa.
Yeah. I did. Okay. I will say I gave Dewar a gift card to Netflix to open his own account. Heard here on this podcast.
Curious of the pod.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart. Who gave you the wine?
Brock.
Nice. Fabes with the wine, classing it up.
He didn't even label it. It wasn't even wrapped either.
I'm not surprised. He did read 6 chapters of The Firm this summer, so if you need something to talk to him about. Hey, so how's your season like? Give us a check-in, right? Injuries, adversity, new coach. You've been all over the roster playing with different people, chipping in with 11 goals already. So, but what's your sense of how the season's going for you individually and as a team?
Yeah, it's going really well right now. Obviously, we've lost 3 in a row, but those games, can go either way. I think we didn't play great the start of that Winnipeg game in Winnipeg. We were able to climb back and play a better 2 periods afterwards, and this league's too good to kind of fall behind. I mean, it happens. You're maybe not going to start the game the best every time, but we kind of put ourselves behind the 8 ball that first game, and then I think we liked our game at home. We just couldn't find the net, and kind of same thing home last night. We started slow, and when you're playing from behind, you got guys that are laying out and trying to protect the lead, and maybe a little less. They seem like they're blocking a lot of shots, and then you get running around a little bit. So it's hard when you're chasing, especially how good the league is, how good the goalies are, and how willing guys are to block shots. And so yeah, we'd like to obviously start better, but we're happy with where we're at. I mean, we've had a really good stretch. We talked about it today. It's not like we're playing terribly and losing games, and we don't feel like we're on a skid. We just happen to lose a couple games that we maybe should have won, and we got a good test tomorrow, and we're just going to continue to build and hopefully obviously start better tomorrow.
How are you feeling personally, like with your game?
Feel good. Puck was going in for a little bit there. Still feel like can be better, can capitalize on some more stuff, and hopefully keep scoring some goals to help with some scoring.
I got to ask you about it too. So you had the one taken away because of an offside.
Yeah.
But that's like a wrister from, I don't know, top of the circle, kind of, far side to the glove, righty there. Your shot, it's kind of like sneaky because I don't know if it's like hidden. I think you do hide it somehow a little bit. Like, point is, it's not easy to beat an NHL goaltender from the top of the circles to the glove side, even if you are shooting it through like the stick triangle, which you shot it through. Like, what do you try to do there? Because I think your shot's one of those sneaky ones that's more of a whip than it is like a snap, like the release is from like a different spot. Like, is that something you practice or is that just natural?
I think that's kind of how I've always shot. I mean, I think with the snapshot, it's kind of like the puck is, you're kind of just like hitting the puck, snapping it. Mine kind of rolls off from heel to toe, so it stays on my blade longer. And I can kind of change where I'm shooting like mid shot.
Over the course of when you start the shot to when you finish it.
So I can, you can kind of see what the goalie is doing, and you can kind of keep pushing it more or less, get it off quicker, or like delay it a little bit.
Yeah, that's how I think that you fool some of these goaltenders, because like your release all of a sudden is, I don't know, like 6 inches further than what it should look like.
It stays on the blade longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like a whip too, like the motion's a whip.
I don't ever really notice it. That's just how I've always kind of shot. I've had goalies like bring it up and
they say that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the first time I've noticed. I'm like, I just shot how I'm supposed to shoot, or I've been taught to shoot my whole life.
And is there like a spot on the net that you like to do that? Like, I could hide like a shot low glove side. I'm a lefty, where I could make it look like I was going low blocker, and then like at the last second just flip the bottom hand and it goes low glove and the goalies.
Mine would be high glove.
It's high glove
because you pull, and then as you're like finishing, you kind of just
push it out
more, and it looks like you're going low blocker.
Yeah, it looks to the goalie like you're going low blocker.
Kind of just open,
and then he kind of gets caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just sneaky. Like, it's a good shot. You can score a lot of different ways. And I don't know, it looks like on the ice right now that you're playing with confidence too. Like, you're moving the puck. Every time you get it, something dangerous is happening. So seems like you're feeling it now.
Yeah. I mean, the confidence is a crazy thing. You know, when things are going in, you feel a lot better about yourself, and you feel more confident, maybe try different things. And, you know, when things aren't going great, you're fighting it. You're just trying to not to screw up, and you're just trying to get the puck off your stick, because anytime you feel like you have it, something bad happens. So confidence is pretty wild in that way.
How we always thought of you as a Yellowstone bunkhouse guy, and
he's got the jacket today too.
Yeah, he's got the new truck, so he's getting fancy on us. But
he's the bunkhouse leader.
That's right. He's but so Bogo and Maroon added to the mix. Also, I mean, these guys like hunt hogs with night vision and stuff, right? So what has that brought to the room, and what will it be like now? They play Tampa. So when you play a former team and you were kind of a badass, do you got to like go like kill a former teammate to show which side you're on? Or like, how does that work? Is there money on the board? Or
there's definitely money on the board for sure. I don't know. I've always... You know, when you play with guys, you know, you fight hardest against your brother. You know, like, I feel like it's just like you don't really see your old teammates when you're on the ice. I mean, maybe some guys do. I know I don't. Kind of was like, that was kind of a no-no growing up for me, and I know a lot of hockey players, like, they're not your friends out there. I think everyone kind of has that, but then afterwards you're, right back, going to dinner together, and it's we got a job to do, so it's not like it's anything crazy, but I mean, this is kind of part of the game.
I always felt like management had a guy watching. So like, if you give somebody like a pass, or you chat with them during warm-ups, or that somebody notices, and it's not a good thing. So I was in the same camp where it's like, you might text them the night before or day of or something, but it's like while you're out there playing, it's not like your buddy.
Yeah.
You might let up a little bit if things get wild in front of the net and that's your pal or something like that, right. Or you might grab him. So, but
what are those?
Like a Kobe Bryant in the Olympics, didn't he run over his teammate with the Lakers?
Yep.
Garcol or whatever his name is.
Powell. What do those guys bring to the room, Bogo and Maroon? Like, I watched Maroon when he gets interviewed between periods. It's the best, because he's just sort of like
Maroon.
Oh yeah, he's so
he called his shot yesterday.
I know, but he's just really matter of fact. He's like, got to work out there. I was just picturing him with all the people being injured. I mean, that room had to be different last night. Like, who's talking and who's in
Maroon
there.
was wearing a letter yesterday too. Yeah.
So what are those guys like, and what was the room like last night, even with so many guys missing?
Yeah, no, Maroon's great. Obviously, comes from a winning pedigree, and knows what it takes. Has seen it and done it, and they're both really key parts of our team. We got a lot of guys hurt. We got a lot of fresh bodies in our lineup. But we're still confident in our team and our depth and how we can play. We're shorthanded, but everyone steps up when needed. Kind of like I just said earlier. It's part of our job. It's going to happen all the time. It's very rare that you go a whole season with a full healthy lineup. Obviously, this is a little much with the guys that have been going out. But seems like every week there's someone else going down. But
an unreal stat is that like the Wild are playing with less than 50% of the salary cap. So what is it, 81 million? So they're playing with lower than the floor with the guys that are out right now.
What is the floor? 60 something?
Floor 60, yeah, and they're at like
40 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's wild.
Let me see. Let's go a little random with you. You've been on a lot. Are you going to see any of these movies in the theater or at all?
Okay.
Iron Claw, Boys in the Boat, Anyone But You, romantic comedy with Glenn Powell.
So I'm going to see the Iron Claw. I don't know what the second one is.
Boys in the Boat, George
What's that
Clooney
one?
directed. Bunch of guys from Washington on a crew team that went against Germany when Hitler was in charge. It's almost like Miracle of rowing, I guess.
That's watchable.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely watched that. And my wife already went and saw
Anyone But
other
You?
one with her friends. So
Okay, good.
I got out of that one.
I don't want you to feel boxed in when you're here, Hartsey. Like we can go off road if you want.
Yeah.
He's got an off-road vehicle.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm always ready for off-roading.
No CD player in the new one though.
No, I doubt it. I'm still tinkering with everything.
You don't know.
I don't know. I have a screen in my car. I've never had a screen in my car.
You're not going to use any of the features ever.
The first day I had it, I was driving to the rink. I'm coming down Fifth. Is it Fifth Ave? It comes to like the left side from the highway of the XL.
Yeah.
I was sitting at the red light and I'm tinkering with the screen, trying to just figure stuff out. And then I just went, and it was red the whole time. I just
Ran a red?
Yeah, I was not used to having technology.
They'll send you a ticket in the mail.
Yeah,
You
I'm just
Department
glad
of Road Safety
no
will
one was
send you a
coming
ticket.
I'm just glad no one was
find
coming
you.
across it.
Someone left an iPad in my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like playing, as a player with Fleury, like 1,000 games? And actually, I'm curious your take on this. I want to know a couple things. What it's like playing with them, because I can recall playing with Brodeur towards the end of his career, and like this is one of the best that's ever done this, and like you kind of appreciate it, and it's like it's a little different. But then the second part is, like, I don't think there will be another goaltender ever that plays 1,000 games, because it's like a 2 goaltender league now, and they're playing 35 and 45 games or something. But so what's it like with Fleury as he's chasing down some of these milestones?
Yeah, it's awesome. Coming into the year knowing what he had on the table with 1,000 games and the win record. He's been passing guys in the save records as well throughout the year. It's just to be a part of it and just to be able to play in front of him. It's really cool, and to be obviously we want to hurry up and get him this win so he can maybe stop thinking about it, and we can all stop thinking
Just
about
play.
it.
Yeah.
Just play. But just to witness history, and like you said, it's be very interesting to see how many more goalies hit 1,000, if any.
I don't think it'll happen again.
You
There's 4
gotta
all
think.
time, and I mean the way that the game is going and they're managing goaltenders, a guy's going to have to be around for
Well, and you got to come
30
in.
years.
You got to come in at 18 years old.
18 years old and play for 22
And none of them
years.
play.
Like
at 18.
a Carter Hart came in early, but he also doesn't play every game from the start of his career
Right.
like he did. That's a good point. But
He might be the last one to ever do it,
It's very possible.
which is going to be cool. So if you're a Wild fan, appreciate that. You're going to have the last 1,000-game goaltender.
Well, he's an
having
artist.
worn your sweater.
Watching him play is like he's like Charlie Chaplin in net. Is so
Well, and you can hear him. He yells and
he's so fun. He loves it.
he just laughs if he makes a big save, and he's just enjoying his time out there. And even in practice, he's out there working, and it's a pleasure to play with.
What do you think of prank wars? I thought Duhaime could have executed the 50 years old with more of a straight face.
Yeah.
He wanted credit for it.
But he gave it away so early.
He wanted credit.
I know, but then he just goes in a loop he probably won't get out of for the rest of the year, right? Well, has he gotten you ever?
Duhaime, no. Yeah, no, he, I think he needs to just take his losses and just stop trying.
Yeah, I think
it's just going to keep going and keep getting worse.
I agree. I think do not get into a prank war.
Pipe bomb in his
Well,
car.
so what was it? No suit. He ended up having no suit
Shirtless.
after a game.
Boots.
Puffy boots.
Yeah, something about Mary boots.
Yeah.
No, not something about Mary. I'm thinking of
Dumb and Dumber.
Mary Samsonite.
What?
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him.
What else has happened?
I
don't know.
Hey,
I want to ask one more thing, but because I don't ever felt like I played harder in front of one goaltender versus the other, but the game in Boston where he was unbelievable early on, and then all of a sudden the team just started to get better and better and better because he just kept making unreal save after unreal save. You think there's some validity to like you guys saw what he was doing in the net in that spot. I mean, he didn't play in Pitt the night before. It was a back-to-back. Seemed like he's maybe being thrown to the wolves, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, something special's happening here. Let's go play. You kind of feel like something like that happens. For sure.
And you see him battling and making saves and, bailing us out. You want to then reciprocate playing well and trying to win the game for him. And, he's done that a lot. He's made some really key saves and big saves, especially the last home game. Making some big saves to keep us in the game. And obviously it would be nice to go and reward him for that, but obviously we didn't. But to have him back there, the veteran presence, and a guy that just enjoys life and enjoys the game. And like I said, it's a pleasure to play with Flower and practice with him. He makes us better. We try to make him better. We battle, and it's a good thing to have.
We were waiting for you to come, and I asked Bendy, I said, of all the Wild players, who's the best on social media? And she said Hartman. He's active and engaged, and I got it. This is some of your recent work. This is just one of my all-time favorites. So something called Colonel U.S. Air Force Retired, which for sure is not real, I don't think.
No.
At what point in his life did Minnesota Wild, he tags the Wild too, forward, Ryan Hart's A-team, make it a conscious decision to become a living piece of human excrement? It wasn't while he was playing for the Blackhawks. Hartman suspended 2 games, and then you come off the top ropes and just say, thank you for your service. I mean, do you approach social media with, you're basically the same player in the social media game as you are on the ice?
I don't know. I sometimes will just be on my phone and I'll just see some stuff. I have a lot of friends that'll send me some stuff and with just laughing about it.
I love just popping in. Can you imagine that guy when you just pop in yourself? Thank you for your service. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I always enjoy someone saying this guy sucks. You get him off the team or some, and then you just like it. Just make sure they know you saw it. That's one of my favorites.
That's good stuff. How's married life?
It's good. It's we were dating so long, it doesn't feel really too much different. But we lived together for 4 or 5 years prior. So, but it's good. It's a partnership, and we're having a good time.
How are the dogs?
Dogs are great. Yeah, they're enjoying my one dog loves snow, so she obviously would like a little bit more snow this winter, but and with the backyard with the wet soupiness isn't ideal either.
Yeah, not for the house.
So freaking dirty all the time. And they just drag in mud. We've already gotten to a new carpet this winter just because the old one ended up getting so dirty when they'd sneak past you when you're trying to get them in. They just dirt all over or bringing in toys that have been left in the mud, and they bring it back in and drop it right on the carpet.
They get anything special for Christmas? More toys to rack up?
Definitely got new dog beds. They got some like really nice fancy dog beds.
1,000 thread count dog beds.
Yeah, Egyptian cotton.
Sleep number.
Yeah. No, a bunch of toys. I mean, nothing. Our one's 9. She doesn't need too much. Maybe a few new bones, but yeah, they're spoiled already.
How's your golf game? Did you get any, like, I know last time we talked to you, I think you were like broke a table fixing your irons or something like that, like doing grooves yourself or something. Do you, like, you have a simulator? Do you get to work on it at all, or is it just on the shelf?
It's on the shelf right now. I'm in the process of getting some new clubs. So I haven't really, I maybe went to the simulator once this season. I was pretty, my game was going pretty south at the end of the summer, so I was pretty excited to put them away.
Just walk away?
Usually the game, when it's good at the end, it's like, you still have the itch to play throughout the year, but I was so ready to be done.
Yeah, I got to do this. This will be good. Real quick.
We should have started off the interview with this one. We've been on a break for a while. Do you use smelling salts?
I do.
You do. So Kinger wants to try these ones.
Yeah, I've been asking to do this all
Are these
season.
new?
So this,
I don't want to throw up. Like Reeves puked.
no, it's not a new bottle. So
Yeah,
hold on.
I need to be
we got to coach
coached.
them. Yeah, we got to coach
good.
them. So if you look inside,
They're
the smelling
good.
salts now used to be like a.
They're good.
What would you call it?
No, they're not.
What would you call that? Like the little white.
I used to
tube.
have the
Oh, yeah, the
crack
pop.
ones.
Yeah.
They had a manufacturing issue with those.
Well, they were glass too. I can remember. I think I like poked
And
my
you can
thumb
get
on
it in your
I
eye.
definitely did. I did that too. I was trying to crack it. I was trying to crack it more, and it stabbed
glass.
right through my finger right before the game.
Yeah, same. So I've had that before. So this is great. You just twist the bottle off, and they're in there. But it also seems like it's a little too.
Don't let it all out. Don't let it all out.
Is it? Oh, it's just it's stuck in there. We're gonna try.
Now,
it
did
up.
you take that
Shake
from,
it up.
is that from Wild HQ or from like Amazon?
No, this is in house, dude.
Wow. Okay.
So
that's-
ammonia inhalant. So what you do, John?
All right,
I
this
saw
is
Faber do it.
NHL.
I saw
This is-
Faber do it yesterday too, and he didn't grimace. You can't take like a little baby sniff. It's not like you're.
I just like smelling a candle.
Yeah.
So smelling a candle, like
Yeah.
really trying to get
You're gonna have to
aroma.
tell us what is in it.
Like your nostril, the outside, it needs to be visible.
Or
when
like
you
a
breathe
glass of
in.
wine.
So like it needs
Like
to go. Yes, exactly.
All right, but you have to do the same.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
So you go.
Why are you not going first?
Well, I want to see your face.
I love this
So
stuff.
did he do that right?
Yeah, he did it right. But get that nostril in there.
Oh, man.
Needles to the brain. Look at his eyes.
Wow.
His
We should
eyes
do
are
that
so
all the
far
time.
out. It looks like a frog.
Wow. You know what that made me feel like is it was like I had two holes in
it's
my
nice,
face.
isn't
You know what it feels like is in like knives to your brain.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
You like it?
I do. Let me do it one more time.
Yeah, you got to do it a couple times too. One sniff isn't enough.
So who's the fiend of the salts on your team? Like who's are there dudes that don't do it?
Patty. Yeah, Patty does it.
Patty likes it.
Get in there.
Man.
You got the dump button.
Oh, that is what's that called? Ward Brewing Company? Is
You
that
gonna
what
bring
it
this
is?
to Tuesday night hockey? Hey, speaking of
What
this,
about the
this is what we'll
U10A
end
girls?
with.
Can you bring that on a youth women's
Yeah.
team?
No, I wouldn't do this to kids.
Why not?
I thought you were lying.
Is there an age limit? I got one weird.
He still hasn't done one yet, by the way.
Yeah, I did. I just did. It's on camera.
I don't. I feel like.
I wanna. You gotta.
I feel like
gotta
you
have like
faked
a tough guy contest. Like, see if they can pull that without making a face. But Tuesday night hockey, our boy Rat. Tell him about Rat.
So we got a instigator Tuesday night hockey named Rat, and he had a question for you. Hearts being a
Camera just shook.
Hearts being a player much like myself who plays the game on the edge, because I guess you're similar to Rat. How do you control yourself from crossing the line and chasing some of these guys around the rink to get at them? Love your game. You just added that in there too. So how do you find the edge as a player?
Yeah, I mean, you want to find the right time, the right place. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, with some of the suspension I've had in the last end of last year and the beginning of this year, kind of had to tone it down a little bit. Kind of just be careful. Obviously, I don't want to be missing games. especially this time of year when we have so many guys injured. Don't want to be missing time or putting us behind the 8 ball at all. But yeah, trying to keep it dialed in, and obviously when there's a time and a place for everything.
Good work. You got anything else?
No, the last thing I was just going to say is that you were warming up some new skates before you came up. How many pairs do you go through a year? And give us the skate break-in routine.
My first 2 years in the league, I used the same pair the whole season. Wouldn't change my laces until the trainers would cut my laces because they looked like shit on TV. And then it came to the point where they were just putting new laces in my skates just so I just have new laces. And then it got to maybe 2 or 3. I'm on pair. I just baked pair 3 just now. I put on a new pair like maybe before the season started during the summer skates throughout camp, and then maybe like 5-10 games in, I put on a new pair, and then I sometimes get very comfortable in them. And then once I put the new ones on, I'm like, why the hell haven't I put new skates on?
Yeah.
Like, these are so much better.
Because new skates are nice.
They're nice, but I just get comfortable in what I have.
It's like the old school mentality where it's like going to take you a month to break in the skates, but now you can bake them and they feel pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Like the next day.
Yeah. Like I baked them today. I'll be wearing them tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, sometimes they get so comfortable, you're just like, oh, there's nothing wrong with these. And then you put the new ones on. You're like, I don't know why. I just don't do this every game.
So now I've got another question. We're approaching game 40. It's like the dog days of the season. I think game 40 to 60 is kind of like the grind. How do you keep like the body, the mind fresh? Are you a sauna guy? You do stuff like that?
A lot of sauna.
What's the sauna routine?
A lot of guys do 10, 20 minutes, and then cold tub, 3 to 5 minutes, back in the sauna, 10 to 20 minutes, then back, cold tub.
Always end cold tub?
Yeah, I like ending cold tub. If you end in the sauna, you kind of get the sweats kind of throughout. When you like even after you shower, you're still kind of like sweating from it's nice to cool down. Yeah, I don't cold tub a lot throughout the year, but definitely sauna a lot.
And then
our sauna's, it's a little like far away from the cold tub, and I always tell myself I'm gonna jump in the cold tub. By the time I get there, I'm already cold.
You're cold enough. You're like, this is good.
This is fine. I'll go.
Because the cold tub's kind of like torture.
It is. So you gotta definitely set your mind to it.
Are you one of the mineral water guys that go in there too, or do you have like a beverage of choice while you're in there for the 10, 20 minutes?
In the sauna?
Yeah.
I don't bring. I'm weird about the plastics and the heat in the water, so I don't tend to bring water in there.
You just kind of feel like you're drinking plastic then if it heats up.
Kind of like when you leave a water bottle in your truck or car in the summer, and then the plastic's thinner, and it's like, where did it go? It's in my water, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't bring the water into the sauna.
Makes sense. All right, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, Kinger. You.
Yeah, man. You're always welcome here. We'll look for you on social media too. Maybe we'll mix it up with you. But thanks for being back. You're always a great guest.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
Howdy, boys.
Hey, Gus, boss. Morning. Morning. Boss. Morning. What's up, boss? All aboard the Gus Boss.
Spend 2024 with your Minnesota Wild. From puck drops to overtimes, we look forward to seeing the best fans in the league at an upcoming home game. Secure your tickets now at wild.com/single-game.
Concerned about the quality of your water? Unveiling an exclusive offer from Aquarius Home Services, your ultimate solution to water concerns. Elevate your home with a remarkable 25% discount on the state-of-the-art whole home Kinetico water system. Whether it's city or well, Kinetico effortlessly banishes your water worries, transforming cleaning into a breeze and extending the lifespan of your appliances. Experience spotless dishes, softer clothes, and pure water at your fingertips. Don't miss out on this life-enhancing opportunity to enjoy the benefits of pristine water, all with an irresistible 25% off. Dive into a world of cleaner, purer living with Aquarius Home Services today. Aquarius believes in earning the right to be recommended. They're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com.
Hey, Kurtz, you want it all in one convenient place? We get it, and we've got it too. With Cub Pickup and Delivery, pickup is always free. Or choose delivery with no hidden fees ever. Easier to shop, easier to save. Cub Pickup and Delivery. All perked up. My Cub, my way.
New partner alert, T-Rex Cookies. While they're making a statement, that statement is cravings are not a weakness. I have a sweet tooth. I love cookies, and these are the ones for me. There are 4 half-pound frozen cookie pucks in each bags. You throw those bad boys in the oven, they expand to about 7 inches in size. That's probably enough to satisfy my sweet tooth. Can't wait. They come in 3 flavors, Monster, Chocolate Chip, and Caramel Chocolate Chip. You can find them in the frozen dessert section at Cub Food Stores and other select retailers in the Twin Cities. They're a high-quality cookie experience that outsizes the competition. Only use natural ingredients that give you a consistent baking experience at home every time. T-Rex Cookies. They're making a statement. You want to know one big reason that we love Ryan Hartman? He's a team player.
Yeah.
How about the hat he was wearing during that interview?
Well, he loves the pod.
He loves the pod. He walks in, sees the hat on the table, throws it on his head. Boom. He likes it. We gave him one. If you want one, Hockey Lodge is the place to find it. Inventory, it's on and off the shelves. It's a popular item, but that's where you'll be able to find it. But I want to defend Ryan Hartman without him here a little bit because I was kind of bummed out.
You have strong feelings on this.
Yeah. Well,
I
I do think that it's the best course of action. If you're gonna be that type of player, be that type of player. Like, don't let somebody else.
What type of player is that, Ryan?
A player that lives on the edge.
There we go. Good answer.
If living and playing on the edge got you where you are, continue to live on the edge. You know.
Yeah. Don't, like, even said in his interview. You know, I got to kind of watch it a little bit. You know, we got a lot of guys out.
And I just feel bad that that's in the back of his mind. Like, he should be playing free. And I think of the guys that there are some guys that are big, strong, tough, but you weren't afraid to play against them. There are guys that you were afraid to play against, like Rafi Torres and different dudes like that, where you're like, this guy's.
Yeah, that guy was scary.
That guy's nuts. And you were afraid.
For Simon.
But that is so valuable for an organization to have in their lineup. And I get that it costs Hartman, and I get that he doesn't want to miss games, and the team doesn't want him to miss games. But I just think that the pros outweigh the cons. Like, continue to be what you are. Like, we say this to kids and everybody else all the time. Like, don't let somebody else change the way that you are. You be you. Like, if you're good at that and that's part of your game, it makes you a better player, go ahead and do it and just understand. Like, for example, speeding tickets. In my early 20s, I drove fast and I got speeding tickets, and I was like, you know what? They're not going to slow my driving down. This is a cost of living expense for me because I drive fast. You know, like, I wasn't going to let a ticket slow me down. You just could pay the ticket, and then you're like, well, I'm just going to keep doing it. I then had kids and slowed down my driving a little bit, but it's the same. Like, the fines and stuff, it's a cost of living.
So you're saying, like, Hartsey should have, like, a stack of like 20 grand on the shelf in his locker, and they're like, what's that, Ryan? He's like, well, through the course of a long season.
Yeah. You're supposed to save some money to give back to church and to charity. He's just going to have an extra stack.
Yeah. They say a rainy day fund. Well, this is called somebody's top rack fund. So,
and hold on, he should almost double down this year, continue more, because I think his salary goes way up next year.
Yeah, well,
those suspensions are going to hurt.
You know, you look at.
So don't get suspended. Don't get suspended.
No,
but
we're not.
Continue to get fined.
I don't think we have any guys left. Please don't get suspended. But I think if you're just breaking it down at a base level, and we might have said this with him. If you got to take a face-off against 38 when somebody on your team's recently been an asshole, that's a terrifying proposition. What are you going to do? Cover your mouth with one hand and just lose the draw? I mean, And it wasn't like he was being a marksman there. When that stick goes up, I mean, he could have got all of the whole front rack.
Yeah, and the NHL is different, but I'm going to tell this story because it kind of relates to it. I was playing junior, and I went down to play in the Buck Bowl, like my first junior game. Didn't know, but I knew that you could fight. You wore a visor. Like
Des Moines Buck Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And coach was like, hey, scouts like it. You know, if you can fight, if you guys want, they're here, whatever. Didn't say like you have to fight.
He was like
that.
fighting's cool.
I didn't know, but I knew it was a part of the game. So I'm out there, one of my first couple shifts, and some kid says, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I fought him, and we both hit each other. Like I can remember the feeling, like just hand hitting somebody's face, and it was like, wow, it feels like I'm hitting him, but he's not going, like, this is weird. Fight ends, he's bloody. In the end, I think I broke my nose. He broke his nose.
Jeez,
stitches in his face, knocked his teeth out.
Oh.
I cut the tendon in my right ring finger knuckle on his teeth when he knocked him out. So I go home, have surgery. I don't know how much more he plays. Well, this guy has a brother that ends up playing, and I'm playing against him later that year.
Against the brother.
Yeah, and I go to take an offensive zone face-off.
This is going to be awesome.
And I said to the brother, I said, if I don't snap this draw back, I'm going to beat you like I beat your brother.
Oh, you've played offense.
Yeah.
You doubled down.
Doubled down.
See, I thought you were getting smoked.
He didn't put his stick on the ice. Snap it back, D to D, boom, now we're playing. I won every draw against that guy for like an entire year.
You own that family.
Well, no,
What's their last name?
What I'm saying is,
What's their last? Say their names.
That stuff works.
Yeah, well, you know, to be consistent, you've been saying this about Erickson Eck for 3 years now. We've been doing the pod.
What?
That at some point you want to see Ecker just murder someone.
Yeah.
So everybody leaves him alone. Now he did get the choke. What are we calling that?
Choke slam, the Rock.
Choke slam. Yeah, this has been a thing lately. The choke slam on Dylan.
Yeah.
Although I did notice he did kind of tuck his hand behind his knee, but it still looked. The first time you saw it, it was true choke slam, from vertical to on his back using just his hand. It was awesome. But there was a little knee work down low. But I guess that kind of counts. I mean, Eck really smoked that guy.
Yeah. But it works. It works.
So say that again. If you don't let me, this is the great.
It was like something to the effect of, if I don't win this draw, I'm going to beat you like I beat your brother who didn't even put a stick on the ice. Ref dropped the puck, I snap it back, and then we play. Wow. Didn't even put a stick down.
This is like, you know how superheroes have origin stories? This is like one of your defining moments.
It was the moment where it was like, wow, that, like
I could.
This is what
I could make a living.
It was one fight, but it was like fighting actually does get you stuff on the ice.
Yeah.
Like,
was
it
your
does
coach
get
John
you
Cooper
space.
that
No.
told you that? No. Because you were in Green Bay too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But well, that's awesome.
So, anyways, that's my thought. Double down. Like, stick with it. Be who you are.
So
it
Hartsey-
works. It's valuable.
Hartsey right now,
I don't know. I just feel
He's
like
listening
he needs
in
a
his
guy.
new
He needs a
truck,
guy.
right?
He needs a guy. I'll be his guy.
he's listening in his new truck to this podcast. For
Well, he had to
sure.
download it to a CD. No, that's the old
He
truck.
burned it to a CD, and he's probably listening to this a couple weeks later.
Are we on Napster? Are we available on Napster?
LimeWire.
LimeWire?
Hartsey, from your friends at Wild on 7th, keep being Hartsey.
Yes. Okay. Now, the last thing we got to talk about before we get out of here is Wild fans. Honestly, go to every game in January. Marc-Andre Fleury, I think, is going to be the last goaltender that ever plays 1,000 games. We touched on it in the Hartman interview. I think he's going to be the last one to ever do it. Like, you're watching hockey history if you go to these games.
And he's an artiste.
Yeah, he's an artist. And
He also still has abs, so maybe he'll play forever. I don't know. He might play for 20 more years. Is that ruining the go in January thing?
no, it's just you're one of the greatest goaltenders to ever play. 1,000 games. It is amazing. It's what, 20? He's at 21 years in the NHL.
About to become second most wins of all time. Already did 1,000 games.
Right. It's
Stud.
remarkable.
Three-time Cup champion.
It's remarkable.
Yeah, he is an absolute beauty, and I think his game's changed since he started with us too. He seems calmer. He's still the flower, doing flower things, but he's more in his net. Still painting a picture every night, but I think he's easier to watch, or maybe I'm just used to it.
I don't know. But that he's going to set more records, too, because he's going to be the fastest from retirement to president of hockey operations. Like, the guy's, he's just great. He's polished, good in a room, knows the right thing to say, right thing to do, how to play, how to behave, what is needed in hockey
Good
at
at
any
pranks.
given time. Like, he's good at absolutely everything he does. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents, man. Maybe I'm a little too excited about watching somebody that's maybe going to do something for the very last time. I'd place a bet on that. I'll place a bet.
There will never be another goalie to play 1,000 games.
Yes.
Wow. What about
Let's-
Jesper Volstedt?
Let's do the math on it.
So you're only getting 40 or
that would be
50.
that would
Do
be
playoff games start?
That would be 13 straight years playing every single game. 13 years of playing every single game.
I think somebody will do it. What do we got on John Gibson stats right now?
I don't know. Maybe the closest one might be like somebody like Vasilevsky.
Yep. You need a goalie that plays.
But you got to think about it. Part of what has kept Fleury around are the championships, like winning. You know, John Gibson's a good goaltender. Started really young.
Are you live? Can you see?
Yeah.
He would be a guy that plays a ton every season. And then I think Vasilevsky plays a lot. Do playoff games count as games played?
No.
Oh, man, that makes it even harder.
Yeah.
So say you're getting
So John Gibson is 455.
No
455
way.
games. He's 30 years old right now.
And he's been playing for a
So
million
he'd
years.
have to play the same amount of games
No, so that's
for
not
10
happening.
more years.
That's not happening. And
It's
he
not
plays the majority of their games.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's brutal. Yeah, so
Let's check Vass because he plays a ton.
hey, I just got a question. So these
He's 29 years old and he's got 441. Same exact pace as Gibson.
God, you might be right.
Let's see what Lundqvist played, just because.
Hanky Panky.
How do you spell his name? QVIST?
LUNDQVUIST. How many for him?
It's going to take me a second to find it, so you might have to
Stall.
tap dance. Yeah, I found it. 887.
Ooh.
So he's,
He would have needed like 4 more years.
yeah, so at 40 games, that's like 3 or 4 more years, even for Henrik Lundqvist. And he's 41 years old now. So he wasn't done. I'm just saying it's amazing. And there's no more Marty Brodeur-Durzik. Marty wanted to play 70 games a year. That's how Marty got to his number. He wanted to play every single game. Didn't matter. I don't even know if organizations will allow it anymore.
Hellebuck plays a lot too, but yeah, there's not many. Hey, so last thought, we play the East a bunch in January. So I kind of liked it when we were on this Wild West vibe, like it's the Wild West, and we won a lot with Hines. Now we're going to play all these East teams again. Is that good? Is the East stronger than the West this year? Is it even going to be harder? Like this month?
It always has felt like for a long time that the East is more free-flowing and skilled, and the West is more
Systematic.
and playoff type of teams. But the East has had a lot of success lately. I mean, Tampa was winning cups, and now the West.
Boston's been good.
Yeah. Now the West, though, has won the last couple. Colorado, Vegas. But that's kind of the divide. When I was playing, too, it was the West was tougher. It was bigger, heavier, tougher. The East was a little bit more open, and the West would just go over there, just impose their will, win the games, and then go back to the West, and the West would just be a war. It seems that the way that the game has evolved, the style in the East now, with the salary cap, everything else, scoring was the new way. And I still think some teams that you have to be able to skate now. If you can't skate, you're not going to be able to win games at all. You got to be fast. And Hines has even come in here and he's tried to make the team faster with systems and systematic play. But no, I don't think that matters. If anything, I always enjoy playing the East more. I always feel like
And we're playing a lot at home, so that'll help us. I think when we were getting beat up at the start of the year, we were on the road out east, and now we're at home, so that should help. But
I got Hellebuck's numbers. 472 through same 10 years. He's 30 years old. and he's coming up on 31. So these guys would have to over double their output, or I should say, play more games over the next 10 years than they did the previous 10 years. Not happening.
Well, anyone who wants to bet Ryan Carter on a bet that you'll probably never see come due, hit him up on social media.
I was more hoping to get you
come,
in on a bet.
Come watch the Wild in January. A lot of games at home. Get your tarps off, ticket pack, and let's find a way, even with a bunch of injuries. Let's stitch it together, folks. We're here.
Well, hold on. I got to ask a couple more things. Is this a USA bracelet you have on?
Oh, my God. I forgot to talk about it. Thank you. So when I was at the Wild game, a girl from the Hendrickson Foundation came up to me, and this says Hockey Changes Lives, which was pretty cool. That was the charity last night at Calgary. So they do the military and the special blind, hard of hearing.
So she does a homemade bracelet.
Yeah. Like
That's
a
cool.
Swifty thing. I don't know if it was just completely random or she knows that we do the pod or the Hockey Hair does the Hendrickson Foundation or whatever, but I thought it was super cool and put it on kind of with that's pretty cool. Did you even know you could do like 3 sentences like that?
No.
Can you see that on the camera? Hockey Changes Lives. Yeah, so thank you, whoever you are out there. I don't know if she's listening or her dad's listening, but yeah, that made my day with getting that bracelet.
All right, and the other thing I want to know is, like, run me through your New Year's.
The
Was it
night or
champagne?
the...
Yeah, the day. Like, you watch a hockey game, champagne.
Watch
did
the
you make
hockey
it to
game.
midnight?
Went
go to the cigar room.
Went to a cabin in McGregor, Minnesota.
Sure, 2 hours north.
Lake Sandy.
Big Sandy.
Big Sandy. A bunch of couples. Went to a lodge. There was a DJ playing. And I don't know, New Year's is sort of weird when you're like almost 50. Like, it was kind of a small town dance floor filled with people dancing to like Journey and
So what's your go-to move?
Skinnerd. So the thing that got me through, I did 2 things. One of the guys we were with was like, hey, do you think you want to take your shirt off for like a song? And I was like, maybe. And then, but then I was trying to figure out what the right song is to take your shirt off. It's not Living on a Prayer. And so I figured out it was Sweet Caroline because of all the hands touching hands and the touching me, touching you. And so then I went in the bathroom, took my shirt off, zipped up my coat, had the shirt tied around my waist. And then a handful of us did the shirts off. And then I did make a snow angel out in the snow, not with my shirt off, but champagne toast. I think in hindsight, it was fine. It was fun. And but I don't hate just staying home and watching whatever Anderson and
TV tray?
the CNN guys that are so funny and get drunk. What did you do?
Danglefest.
Oh, that you were just winning a tournament, just shutting somebody out.
Mm-hmm. Then
What
we had fireworks. Neighbors put on a good fireworks show, and then that was it, man.
Did you get after it at all, or no?
No, kids were gassed.
So like, when were you? Did you see midnight?
The oldest, that one that had the tournament, says at like right after the fireworks show, "That's good for me, Dad. I'm ready. I need to go to bed." So we had to put her to bed.
So were you asleep before midnight?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Yeah. Now, why can't I remember the guy's name from CNN? Thanks for helping me, Huss. Anderson Cooper. I keep wanting to call him Carson Daly. That's how old I am.
All right, man. Well, it's good to see you. Happy New Year, 2024. I was gonna maybe have to do some New Year's resolutions this year for the Wild or something else, but
That's so predictable.
Yeah, let's get
We
out.
don't do that
No.
cookie cutter stuff.
that's right.
Not on this podcast.
No way.
All right, we're here.
Till it's here.